Hey everyone, I'm Dubby, and in this video I'm going to be talking about Tighnari, the new 5-star Danger DPS character. I've been using him since he came out, and I have a pretty good grasp on how he works, so I'm going to tell you all how he works. Tighnari is a main DPS bow character that uses charge attacks for most of his damage. His fully charged aim shot will release one Wraith Arrow, and when that Wraith Arrow is released, 4 more Cluster Boom arrows will fall behind it, homing towards enemies. Tighnari's skill is basically him throwing this flower bomb that causes the enemies to dance, and it does Dendro damage, and the enemies inside the field get confused, start dancing around, and that gives you a chance to attack. After you use the skill, Tighnari's charge shot time will decrease, so you always want to use your skill before beginning to charge attack. This charge shot time reduction will go away after the skill ends, or after Tighnari throws 3 fully charged aim shots. Tighnari's burst is straight up Dendro damage. It's really cool. He throws out like 6 arrows, and then 6 more arrows come after it, and it homes towards the enemies again. It's really sick, but it's pretty much just a lot of Dendro damage. So Tighnari's first passive is finding materials that can only be found in Sumeru, which is pretty useful actually if you for some reason don't like the interactive map. Tighnari's Ascension 1 passive is after he fires a Wraith Arrow, his EM is increased by 50 for 4 seconds. And his second passive is for every point of elemental mastery Tighnari has, his charge attack and his burst damage are increased by 0.06%. The max damage you can get from that is 60%, so that means with 1000 EM, you will get the full 60% damage increase, though it's not really worth trying to get to 1000 EM. So now let's talk about his weapons. Tighnari is pretty much decent with any DPS bow. All the 5-star options include Hunter's Path, Amos Bow, Aqua Simulacra, Skyward Harp, Polar Star, LG at the end, and Thundering Pulse. If you have any of them, they'll be great on Tighnari. His 4-star options include Prototype Crescent, Stringless, King Squire, Windbloom Ode, and Versatint Hunt. And for the 3-star option, if you have none of those weapons, Slingshot is also pretty good. So now let's talk about his artifact set. Tighnari has a few artifact sets to choose from. The 4-piece Wanderer's Troop will be the strongest option, assuming another teammate is using the 4-piece Deepwood set. So 4-piece Gilded Dreams is also good for Tighnari, and the 4-piece Deepwood, assuming no one else is using it on the team, Tighnari can use that and it'll be very good on him. If you want, you can have a 2-piece combination of each of these sets, or the 2-piece Glad set, or the 2-piece Shimanoa, the 2-piece 80% attack sets. You can use those sets on him as well. And all of them are pretty much close in power together. You want an attack or EM Sands, a Dendro damage goblet, and a crit rate or crit damage circlet. So now let's talk about his constellations. His constellations are all really straightforward, nothing confusing at all. I'll just, talk about them real quick. C1 is pretty much extra crit rate on his arrows. C2 is a Dendro damage bonus. C3 adds levels to his burst. C4 is extra EM for Tighnari and the whole team, which is really good for him since he has that little bit of EM scaling, and he also does a lot of reactions. C5 is leveling up his skill, which is pretty useless. And C6 adds another Cluster Boom arrow to every time he uses his charge shot, and it also shortens the time to do charge attacks, which makes your charge attacks come out even faster. Now let's talk about teams. So when using Tighnari, you especially want to take advantage of the Quicken reaction, that is Dendro and Electro. So Tighnari's best teams right now consist of Tighnari, double Electro Flex, or Tighnari, another Dendro, Electro, and Flex. So basically, characters like Yaimiko, Fischl that do a lot of off-field electro damage, they are insane with Tighnari. I actually have a couple of videos of using them with Tighnari, and they do absolutely great together. They're triggering Aggravate, while Tighnari's triggering Quicken, not Quicken. Well, technically yes, Quicken, but what I meant was Spread. They're triggering it all together and doing a lot of damage, each and every one of them. It's insane. I usually have Zhongli there for the shield and his red shreds, that's good. You can also use Sucrose, you can use pretty much any Animo character for grouping and also shredding Electro. You can't shred Dendro with Animo. And one thing that you do want to keep in mind is that using like Pyro off-field characters or Hydro off-field characters, those are going to mess up the Quicken reactions, and they're going to cause Hyper Bloom or Burgian or something like that. And Tighnari really doesn't want that. He really wants Quicken and Aggravate and Spread. That's his main thing. So you want to avoid characters like Zhangling. I mean, you could try and do it, but it's just, not the best for Tighnari. So that's pretty much all there is to him, honestly. If I missed anything, please feel free to let me know in the comments below, and if you have any questions, also let me know. Thanks.